Hello, Wealth Champions. Welcome to another episode of Trade Talks. First, I would like to put my disclaimer on. I am not a financial advisor. I do not have a license. When you invest, there is risk involved. You can lose money with investment. My goal here today is to share my life experience and my knowledge to help people understand investing and make it a simple or not so complicated, to simplify it and make it easier for people to understand. Today we are going to discuss an ETF. If you're not sure what an ETF is, I made another video that explains what an ETF is. Today I'm going to go a little more in depth into the different aspects of an ETF and how it's kind of set up to help you understand a little bit more. I'm going to pick a specific one today. There's an ETF called SPYM. By no way am I telling you to invest in this. Please do your research before putting money into this. This is just for entertainment and educational purposes and an example to help explain so people can understand how ETFs work and this particular one. So this one is SPYM, State Street Spider S&P 500 ETF. So this particular ETF holds on average 500 funds. It's a little more technically based on the information I'm looking at right now as the making of this video. It currently has 507 different holdings. Holdings are different investments. So like it would be different stocks. So the benefit of an ETF, you don't just buy one stock, you get a basket of stocks. So in this basket actually has 507 different companies. Basically, it's market cap weighted index of the 500 large to mid cap U.S. sectors. So basically, it's saying they invest in the USA companies, and it's large and mid cap. So the large companies and the mid-sized companies based on the valuation of the company. I like an ETF because it breaks down into different sectors. So the basket is not just a basket of, let's say, different sodas or different orange juices, all the same thing. It's actually different areas. So for example, this one has technology, financial services, and technology is number one. When they say market cap weighted, they're looking at the funds that perform and they give a weight to how much they want to put those particular companies into the fund. So in this particular fund, technology is 34.10%. So what that means is every $100 that you invest in this fund, $34.10 goes to technology. The next largest one would be financial services. That would be 12.62%. So in that example, $12.62 will go into financial services of that 100. The next one would be communication, and that would be 11.24%. Consumer cyclical, that would be 10.59%. Healthcare is in there as well as a sector. That would be 9.45%. Industrials as well, 7.95%. Consumer defense would be 5%. Energy would be 3.17%. Utilities would be 2.25%. Real estate would be 1.86%. And basic materials would be 1.77%. So if you go into the fund specifically, and you say, well, you know what? Where's my money going? I understand the different sectors, but what companies are actually in there? Most ETFs, they list the top 10 holdings list, and that's the top 10 as the market cap weighted that they invest in, and they'll give you a breakdown. So For this one, the top 10 is about 38.3%, 38.36% of the total assets in the holding. And the number one would be NVIDIA, which is 7.83%, Apple, 6.46%, Microsoft, 5.39%, Amazon, 3.92%, Alphabet Class A, 3.31%. Some people will be like, what is Alphabet? Alphabet Class A, that is the name for Google in the investment world. And then you have Alphabet Class C, which is 2.66. Broadcom, 2.63. Meta Platforms, 2.63. Tesla, 2.04. And Berkshire Hathaway, 1.49. So when you add all of those up, they make 38% of the fund. So even though it's 500 funds, 500 different holdings, 38% of the 500 is weighted in the top 10. The rest would be weighted for the other large and mid-cap companies. This particular fund has an expense ratio of 0.02%, which is really, really low cost as far as the fee that they charge to manage the fund. So what they do, they will actually make adjustments and kick out an underperforming fund or company and replace it with one that's performing well. As of December 31st, 2025, this fund did a 1-year return of 17.8%, a 3-year return average of 22.95%, and a 5-year return of 14.41%, and a 10-year of 14.76%. So as you see, as you stayed in this particular fund, it's remained positive. 1 year positive, 3-year positive, 5-year positive, 10-year positive. So you would have made money if you stayed in the fund. Now, it does go up and down during those times, but those are the average returns of this particular fund. So basically, that was a brief synopsis of what ETF is and how it works. If you have questions, please let me know in the comments. Or you can actually let me know if you know about an ETF and if you ever heard of one before. If so, you can give me a thumbs up and write what ETF you actually invest in. If you never heard one, also give me a thumbs up and and like the video, share, and subscribe with others so we can learn on our path on the wealth journey. So again, thank you for listening to Growth Garden. Here where we grow our garden of wealth so we can get all the nutrients from it. Thank you.